On the move, changing perceptions, pushing limits. Today's Africa is not framed by the past. A new generation is stepping up, embracing tradition while blazing a new path, giving voice to unique style, connected in ways others before were not. This is where the urban pulse meets creativity and a new culture thrives. This is African Voices.
This week, Fashion Forward. The cutting-edge designers and dreamers who are creating the must-have items across the continent. We start on the island of Mauritius with a jeweller who is a master at making memories. Refined, cultivated, polished. It takes a lot of pressure and patience to make the perfect statement.
Hello, I'm Ravi Jetshan, artist jeweler from Mauritius, and this is my Africa. All these are objects, but the most precious objects is the human being. So it's the person wearing it or receiving it as a gift. Or it's always the person first for me.
Ravi Jetshan, masters in the art of memorable moments.
We're going in ravior workshop.
Precision and perfection are part of his repertoire here at Ravior, his jewellery store and workshop.
We craft jewelry. We don't just buy and sell, but we craft jewelry. It's always crafted to evoke emotions, to evoke a moment, to evoke what you had to say at that point. This is what we work for. We craft so that you don't need words. He's working on a pink gold 18-carat ring and setting diamonds there.
Located on the small island of Mauritius,
Bonjour.
Ravior has turned the country's colonial past into a source of inspiration.
The motif you see here comes from the architecture of the colonial houses, which is also part of our history, and we take it very positively now. So all this is part of our story here in Mauritius. There's something in a jewelry workshop, that I feel since the beginning is there is a special scent, a mixture of wood, a mixture of metal. She's soldering the pieces together, which will then be polished and then go to the stone setter. Precision is one very important word in jewelry. The jeweler gives most of his life to this desk.
The multilingual designer has many forefathers to thank for his talent.
Coming from this line of jewelry craftsmen or jewelers, I'm the 9th generation. I didn't have a choice and I had to start. I mean, my father was sick at that point and I had to take over. Lucky enough that he gave me freedom to do whatever I wanted here.
His father, Soresh, started Ravior in Mauritius in 1982.
Between me and my father, it's a big and long love story, which means with a lot of friction. But the thing he has taught me, he always says that people can steal your money, people can steal your jewelry, but people can't steal what you have learned.
As creative director, he designs most of Ravior's collections.
It's a very dainty piece.
Finding inspiration from shapes, murals and architecture.
There's a lot of designing by hand. We have sketches, hand sketches, but also anything that you draw. For us, we have seen that all this is made to be worn. So the human body is our real canvas. Behind the scenes is choosing to see the details, is taking the time to see things that people won't even notice maybe. the detail is part of what makes it precious. It's the number of hours that are spent on these pieces that makes it precious. Sometimes people would say, yes, but gold is very expensive or diamonds are very expensive. Yes, they are. But human time is also, I think, expensive. I want to stay in the core of what I like to do. It's not just making money for me. No, it's also the way of life that we have. It's also the relation that I have with people, which is very important for me.
For now, the business will stay in the family.
We want to grow in a natural way. We don't want to become a factory. We don't want to have 500 people working for us. When I started, we were 2 guys and myself and my father. Now we are 30 people working in ravior at full time. If we check our organigram of the company, I think it's a circle. And at the center of the circle, you have the person, the client. We are working for a client, and sometimes it's a bespoke piece made specially for him. I often say to friends, when people lack words, they come to us, because then we will make an object that will maybe fulfill that part. Part of my work is to say, let's try to see how to make things that you just think is impossible.
What I love mostly about my job is that process, you know, when I conceptualize something, I interpret it to something visual, something you can touch, something you can feel. I think that really fascinates me. And when someone is holding it or carrying it, you know, and complimenting it, that moment is really, really a fulfilling moment. It's a moment I can't even explain.